Hey everybody, we're continuing our series in rhythm patterns, and today we're going over our 5-note rhythm pattern, and we're playing that over our second chord progression. So we've been doing all these chord progressions in the key of C, and we use the major scale for the chord progressions. So the C major scale goes like this: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And then we use the number system, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And then we use chords to play over that major scale. So it sounds like this. Here's your 1 chord. D minor is your 2 chord. Your 3rd chord's a slash, so it's C over E, or 1 over 3. Your 4th chord's an F. Your 5th chord is a G. Your 6th chord is an A minor. Your 7th chord is a slash chord, that's G over B, or 5 over 7. And then your last chord's a 1. But it doesn't sound very smooth when we play it like that. So that's why we use these 5 chord progressions to play in place of that major scale chord progression. So our second chord progression. Have you ever wanted to learn how to play your favorite worship songs on piano? Well, I have something that's perfect for you. It's called Worship Piano Academy. It's an online space to help people of all skill levels learn to play worship piano exactly like the pros do. It's packed full of simple techniques that are easy to follow and tailored specifically for worship piano players. If you're brand new to piano, we have all the basic lessons to get you on track. If you've been playing for a while, we have tons of advanced lessons and tips for you too. So check out worshippianoacademy.com. Our right hand is in the C root position, and we bounce between the sus4, the sus2, and the C as we walk up the major scale with our left hand. So it goes like this. Here's our 1 chord. Our 2 chord is a 1 sus4 over 2, and then it's a 1 over 3, and then a 1 sus4 over a 4 bass. And then our 5th chord is a 1 sus2 over 5, and then a 1 over 6, 1 sus2 over 7, and then back to the 1. Like that. And so with our left hand, we're going to walk up this major scale, and basically you're hitting the 5th note of the next chord that you're going into, and you play that with your 2nd finger. So it sounds like this. The only caveat to that is when you hit your 1 over 3 and your 5 over 7, your 2nd finger has to move up because we're playing a slash chord. And so your 3 chord, that's a 1 over 3, so you're hitting your 1 note with your 2nd finger into the bass note. And same thing with your 5 over 7, your 5 is a G, and you hit the B note. So those 2 chords, your 1 over 3 and your 5 over 7, is when you have to move your finger up to hit those chords. Now, same thing if you're walking down the scale, it's going to be different because, so here's your 1, and you keep your finger there to hit the 5 over 7. And then your 6 minor, your 5, your 4, you keep your finger there to hit the 1 over 3, and your 2 minor, and your 1. So if we incorporate that with our right hand, the rhythm in our right hand is going to be the first and last note of the chord that you're playing. So actually do it in the C position here. So it's going to be on the 4, E, and going into a chord change on the 1 beat. So it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, E, and Remember, it's the 5th note going into the next chord, so the next chord's going to be that 2 minor. And then 4, E, and 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 like that. So if we play this to the tempo, it'd be like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Let's walk down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So now let's double up that chord pattern so we have a chord change on the 1 and the 3 beat. So now our rhythm pattern is going to be a 2E and a, and then a 4E and a. So it'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's walk down. And now, if the chords are spread further apart, you can add rhythm with your right hand by hitting quarter notes. So let's do this where we have a chord change on the 1 beat. We'll have quarter note rhythms on the 2 and the 3 beat, and then on the 4E and is when we'll do our 5-note rhythm pattern. So let's try that. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Walk down. Like that. So again, if it's a little bit confusing to try to throw all this together, just focus on your left hand, because that's probably going to be the sticky point making these chord changes. And the more you practice that with your left hand, I think it's going to be easier to add all those notes together. And then obviously when you're playing songs, they're not going to follow this major scale where it goes all the way up and then all the way down the progression. So it's important to just pick a progression. So choose whatever you want. You can do 4, 1, 5, 6. So here's your 4, here's your 1, here's your 5, and 6. And then let's apply this 5-note rhythm pattern to that and see how it works. Let's change up the chords. So it's important, once you have this rhythm pattern down, make sure and play to a metronome. So you can start off slow and just get that finger placement, get it working, work your way up and down that progression so that's nice and smooth, and then speed up the metronome and see how fast you can go and just try to keep it as smooth as possible. Once you get that in the key of C, then let's try to practice in other keys, in D and E and F and G and A and B and all the other sharps and flats, because the more you practice in other keys, the easier it's going to make it for you just when you're playing songs. So let's take this, let's go through all 12 keys, and then let's just go through this progression. Let's go D. F. And G. And then A. Now let's do our sharps and flats. So here's C sharp. And then E flat. And then F sharp. And then A flat. Let's go down here. And then B flat. And that's it. So work on that, and then I'll see you in the next lesson.